All right, this is Sports Buds TV. We are back. Today is Friday night. It's actually just after midnight. I am your host, Serge, and I got my main guy. What's up, Fred?
What up, Big Surge? ¿Qué onda?
Aquí no más, Brody. Friday night, ready to break it down. Get into this weekend filled with sports, dude.
Friday night and everything is popping. Bueno, pues ya es la madrugada o eso. Ya
Sí, sí,
pasó.
sí. Ya es lo de menos, bro. Nah,
No, pero
man.
se va a poner chida. It's gonna be a good weekend. Lots of things happening. Basketball, soccer, boxing, Royal Rumble.
You
¿Qué
said it,
más?
dude. Yeah, dude. Well, you hit the big ones there. For today's show, we're going to be talking about the latest news in the WWE, of course, the Royal Rumble. But when I say news, there's quite a bit of news that went down this week. So we'll get into that, of course. But you mentioned another one, boxing. We'll talk about the latest updates in boxing. Of course, we'll bring up the Munguia versus Ryder fight that'll be taking place tomorrow or in a few hours later tonight. And we'll wrap things up with Championship Sunday, dude. Football. Football is king, right? So we got to, wrap it up with the king there and make sure we see we're going to predict who's going to go to the Super Bowl. What do you think?
Yeah, it's gonna be really two good games happening,
Yes,
and
sir.
we might see a new champion never been crowned before, or we're gonna see somebody build on a dynasty. Either way, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, very very excited about the weekend that we have up ahead in sports, dude. We start things off with tomorrow, Saturday, right? And we'll kick it off there where I mentioned at the beginning the WWE and the news that's going on. Let's bring up some images here. Here we go. Royal Rumble this weekend, tomorrow, Saturday night, January 27th, or depending on your time zone, tonight, the Royal Rumble. Before we dive into the Royal Rumble and everyone's favorite memories from times that have passed of this Royal Rumble event. The WWE's in a lot of news lately, dude. We'll start off with a few days ago the big news that WWE Raw, Monday Night Raw, is headed to Netflix.
So that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, when I heard the news, I was like, wait, what? And then it just, oh damn, that's actually not bad at all. And this show, I mean, has been on the USA channel for a very long time. It's built a reputation. I believe what I heard is SmackDown will be moving to the USA channel and NXT, I think, is going to the CW. But it's official that Raw will be streaming on Netflix starting in 2025. And with just that news, you could have probably done for the week. Very exciting times. And just yesterday, the thing I didn't think anybody expected dropped. The latest is with Vince McMahon, and officially he resigned. He's basically leaving his position as a WWE chairman, and this is due to sexual trafficking slash
No, man.
misconduct allegations, dude. Yeah, man, it's some heavy stuff. But yeah, dude, and these are allegations, granted, but I'll say this. Apparently, Vince had an agreement with this person and had actually agreed to, pay to kind of keep them quiet. And from what the reports are, from what I'm understanding is he agreed to pay a total of $3 million to make this kind of, for lack of, to make it kind of go away, right? That was the
Hush
agreement.
money.
Yeah. So that ends up being the agreement. Both parties agree to it. And he actually got into some. I believe this is the reason he was into some issues a few years back, or like just recently, where he had to leave the company. So I think this may have had to do with that. And he made it go away, like you said, hush money. But it turns out that he paid 1 million of the three, and according to the other person, he just stopped paying.
Oh,
So that's why they then decided, okay, well then I'm going to come out and just expose the situation. Man,
yeah.
when I said heavy, it is heavy. Um,
No way.
so many of these like accounts on Twitter are and I mean like the wrestling accounts that are usually just parody accounts, they've posted the leaked messages that if you go on social media, you'll find it is pretty heavy stuff. If half of it is true, it's bad, dude. So one of the other hosts that we, a friend of the show here, Jay, we kind of talked about it, Rumble. We'll get into the Rumble, but this is pretty, and kind of if we don't bring this up, we're going to discuss WWE and don't bring this up. It's, I don't think we're doing
Yeah,
right.
you have to bring it up.
So we thought about it and like in any story, there's one side, there's another side, but I believe the truth is in the middle. So Vince has already came out and said that this is, complete false. And we know what she's accusing him of. So we know where both of them are standing right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying, it may be somewhere down the middle, and that still doesn't look right at all. So he ends up resigning. He's no longer the WWE chairman. And yeah, man, these allegations are for they're saying, according to this, it's sexual trafficking and apparently at the very least misconduct. So
Wow.
the other part of this, because we can discuss and speculate allegations.
Yeah.
A huge sponsor has pulled out of the Royal Rumble event.
What?
And yeah,
And that's
so
and that's
just
this just
after,
happened today.
yeah. So
Wow.
the Vince news breaks, and then just right after, this sponsor has pulled out. From what I've and I may be wrong, I'd have to look it up to confirm, but I believe it's Slim Jim, and that's been around forever. It's associated with them forever. So that I'm sure that when they heard they were leaving, it was like, we got to do something, and Vince is out the door. But yeah,
It's the end of an era for sure, bro. This man has to like really just, what he did, man. Just walk out of this business. You did what you did, bro, for the business sake. You know, um, you know, it's dude. If you're facing these types of allegations,
right,
I don't blame these sponsors for walking out if they're that
exactly,
serious. You know what I mean? Like they don't want
yeah,
to taint their name because of someone as big as Vince McMahon. I mean, let's be
yeah.
real,
He had to
dude.
go. He's got to go.
WWE, in order for them to move on, this guy has to go for sure, dude.
Yeah, I agree totally.
Yeah, it's one too many already. What a crazy fucker, huh?
Yeah, man, it's like I said, it's some tough stuff. I don't think it's okay in any era, but apparently he's done this for some time, and yeah, you definitely want to. I don't know, man, but so we hear the news, the Netflix deal, right? That's pretty big for a company, and then the chairman is caught up in this. We'll just say the misconduct, if we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But all that aside, man, there's a huge event for the WWE tomorrow night and
The show
tonight,
must
like we
go
said.
on.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to in this case, in show business, right? The show must go on, and tomorrow night is one of the big shows of the year for this company.
Royal Rumble.
Listen here, brother. Yeah, no, dude. Royal Rumble, WWE, again, Saturday night. Dude, so looking back and after the topic we just, but moving forward, like you said, the show must go on.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble, man, what are some moments that you think back, and because for me, of course, it's one of the big classic, pay-per-view events back in the day. Now they're premium live events, or premium content that they do. This is one of the bigger shows, and for me, it's one that I look back and think, oh, I remember when my guy The Rock, the controversy with him and the Big Show, right? They both go over, the Rock touch first. Oh no. So that we've looked at some of these like better ones, or like the top 10 that they put on YouTube and whatnot. What are some that you look back and think, oh yeah, that was a good one?
I'm an old school WWE fan, dude. I started watching it like in the late '80s, early '90s.
Gotcha.
And then maybe the last time I was really, really a deep fanatic like that was maybe like in the attitude era, maybe like 98, 99, around there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
one old school one that I do remember, it's the one with Ric Flair, dude. Remember, I think it's back in like '92, and it's like Ric Flair, I think Sid Vicious, and the Hulkster. And if I don't
Okay,
know,
okay.
I might be fucking up the story, but I know the Hulkster goes out, he starts going at Vicious,
Right, right,
right? And
right.
then that's
Yeah.
when Ric Flair takes advantage and just throws Vicious over, and he gets his big hype for the Hulkster against Sid Vicious. I remember that one, dude. That one was a classic.
And you know what?
Um,
You
what's up,
made you
man?
made a you made a great point though, dude. The Royal Rumble is a great launching pad to the storylines that are going to probably play out in a few short weeks, few short months at WrestleMania. So the stage got set for Hogan and Sid, right? Um, I think it's definitely a launching pad, dude. Nowadays, the winner of the 30 man. So let's break it down. The Royal Rumble is the annual wrestling event where 30 wrestlers, and now they have the women's, the men's, right?
Yeah,
30 wrestlers compete in an over the top rope elimination match.
yeah, and they're randomly selected.
Yeah, so the spots are, and it's wrestling, right? So they're, we'll say, randomly selected, right? Because we know, but
you know,
so yeah, man, it's very interesting how they end up at. We've seen a few of these competitors come in at the number one spot, go all the way through the other 29 competitors to win, and now what happens is the winner actually becomes the main event, or ends up becoming able to challenge for the championship at WrestleMania. So you beat on 29 other competitors, you're the last man standing, and you get to headline the showcase of immortals. So it's a pretty
yeah.
big deal. It's a pretty big deal. Just memorable moments, like I mentioned, The Rock. You mentioned like old school WWF. What about Randy, Macho Man, Yokozuna? What, like
Oh,
early
dude,
90s? He goes for
dude,
the pin. But
dude.
you gotta love him, man. Oh
So
yeah,
for
snap
those,
into
so
a
for those
slingshot.
that don't remember, or maybe I'm too old school. For those young cats out there,
Right.
uh, so does he body slam Yokozuna? Goes to the ropes, and then
So
he does his flying elbow
yeah,
on him,
yeah,
and then he pins him,
yeah. He
which really
covers him.
has which really has no type of difference in a Royal Rumble match. So even who was the commentator? I think it was Gorilla Monsoon, right?
It might have been Monsoon. Yeah.
Even he was tripping now, like, what the fuck's going on? You
Right. Right.
know?
Right.
And so I don't know who the ref was at this point, but Yokozuna kicks out, and he pretty much like launches Macho Man over the top rope,
Eliminates him.
getting eliminated, getting Yokozuna the Royal Rumble victory and a chance to earn the title at WrestleMania. What a fucking
No
trip!
man. But it's still it's entertaining, dude. And let's not forget another. The Royal Rumble is known for surprises. You get these returns from wrestlers from yesteryear, and like I said, these memorable moments. Kofi Kingston doing everything but landing on the floor. Using the stairs, using the barricade, and just refusing to land on the floor. That's just, they get creative with it. I can't wait.
Yeah,
It's an event I look forward to. We'll wrap up here the Royal Rumble talk, but we can't wrap it up without talking about the we talked about the 30 man right over the top, but there's a fatal four way for the Universal Championship, and this will be, I believe, the undisputed championship: Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and LA Knight. So
yeah,
the way this is all stacking up as we wrap up, I'm going to predict this. There's a big rumor that The Rock is going to main event WrestleMania against his cousin Roman Reigns. So the way
Yeah,
I
that
see
was
this
the
playing
rumor.
out, mhm, the way I see it playing out would be The Rock is part of one of the guys that returns in the Royal Rumble, wins the Royal Rumble,
Okay.
declares himself the main event, and then we see Roman
Mm.
Reigns win the Fatal 4-Way. Bada bing, bada boom. We got our main event for WrestleMania. What say you?
You know what? That makes sense. That makes sense, Doug. I mean, The Rock is he's a world-known superstar actor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Superstar all around. Wherever he goes,
Right.
people know who The Rock is, dude.
Yeah.
But The Rock hasn't really made a solid movie in a while. You know what I mean? So he needs to like keep that energy
Right.
going. So I could see him making a return to the ring because he has the crowd on lock. He's taking on his cousin,
Mm-hmm.
at WrestleMania. Dude, this is perfect. This shit writes itself.
It really
Huh?
does, man. Now, unless they want to throw a different curveball at us or they have other plans, but I really do believe it writes itself. It's there. I'm I'm looking forward to it, man. We're a few hours now away from the Royal Rumble, so nothing left now but for the show to go on, dude. So that's the Royal Rumble Saturday night, January 27th. Catch it on Peacock. What my bad. Were you gonna
I was just gonna say, is there any other matches going on besides the 4-way?
You know what? Right now, I've got the Royal Rumble. Of course, we talked about the main event. The other one that I saw on the card would be um, that guy Paul, not Jake Logan. Logan Paul. He's the United States champion, and I believe he's fighting Kevin Owens. So that's another
Mm,
one on the show. It's going to be an interesting one. They kind of had some back and forth at the Performance Center, kind of some behind the scenes type of deal that they did. But yeah, man, the ones
okay.
that I'm looking forward to definitely the 30 man over the top elimination and the main event, dude. So with that, I'm gonna be all right. Everything else is just gonna be kind of like sprinkles for me.
I feel you.
With that said, though, we'll move on to the second topic, and that's kind of the reason why I'm like I'm good with those two main events or co-main events because boxing we have a huge fight tomorrow. Um, Jaime Munguia taking on John Ryder, and we'll dive into that. But let's talk about some of these latest boxing updates. Let me just put up some images. Here we are. So we have Munguia taking on Ryder. Um, like I said, before we dive into that, let's talk about some other updates. Ryan Garcia, and I hate to say it, dude, but some drama with Ryan Garcia. I know with the way he's been moving, you're not the biggest fan lately, but let me just tell you what the latest with this situation. So Ryan
Break
is
it
looking
down.
for his yeah. So Ryan's looking for his next opponent, his next fight. He lets everybody know that he's working to get a deal done with Devin Haney. Starts off with Devin Haney. All of a sudden that
Yeah,
falls through. Then he says he's gonna get a deal done with Rolly Romero. He's gonna fight Rolly. That falls
yeah,
through. So just a day or two ago, it's like late at night. Ryan posts on his social media, you know what? I'm going to fight Rolly. Mayweather posted a picture of the fight. So, it's going to happen because Mayweather had done that when he originally said he was going to fight him. So
yeah.
everyone goes to sleep thinking we're going to get Ryan versus Rolly. It's going to get announced. And
Which sounds. Sorry to cut you off. Even
go ahead.
Ryan against Rolly, it sounds pretty tempting. It's a good fight.
Yeah.
It's a
No
good
doubt. No
fight.
doubt.
Oh,
And,
okay, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're perfect. You're right. And I definitely would want to see that. There's also the situation we see where Tim Zoo's going to fight Keith Thurman. So we know that fight's set, and now we know that they're probably going to need to build a card. So Ryan does his little post the night of or whatever. The next morning, it's all over that Rolly Romero will be fighting Isaac Pitbull Cruz. So
Yeah,
Ryan is out.
another.
Yeah, dude. And it is known that Rolly will be the co-main event. Rolly and Pitbull will be the co-main event to Tim Zoo versus Keith Thurman. and
Mm.
Ryan is left without a dance partner. Now, no one's gonna feel sorry for Ryan because he left Devin Haney hanging. He left Rolly hanging. He said he was gonna fight Jose Ramirez. That didn't go
Yep.
through, so it's just man, and like I said, I hate to say it, but Ryan Garcia drama, dude. So I know, like I said, you're not the
Dude.
biggest fan, and I'm sure this doesn't give you reason to turn you around on that.
Dude, I mean, this guy had it. He had it set. He had it
Yeah,
set, bro.
yeah,
And he just got greedy. He just got greedy, bro. He wanted to chase that clout, and shit didn't go through for him. So now these other guys are gonna make money. They're gonna fight because that's what they do. That's what you know.
yeah. Fighters fight. They gotta
And
fight.
and this guy here, he just on some other shit right now, man. But I'm sure he'll bounce back. He'll bounce back, bro. I don't see him being like the next Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You know what I mean, and flip out like
Right, right,
that.
right.
But I think he just needs to like just I don't know, bro. Just make it happen. This ain't personal. It's business.
Yeah, dude, and I found myself becoming a fan of his. Against Tank, I definitely was rooting and backing Ryan, and then I'm not the type to like you lose and I'm just gonna turn my back on you. I'm like, nah, man, get your mind right, get ready, come back stronger, better than ever. These type of things where, oh yeah, I'm gonna, because he really was like, I'm gonna fight Devin, dude, and everybody's like, all right, cool, and then he's like,
That would
nah,
have been
nah,
good to watch too.
yeah, dude. So it's just like Devin now, then Rolly out, then oh, I do want Rolly. It's like you can't do that. Just you don't say anything until you have it like finalized. Then okay,
Yeah.
now otherwise, it's
Yep.
just not a good look at all. Unprofessional, hard for you to, root for someone that apparently doesn't take it serious enough. But
Yeah, dude.
we'll put that drama aside. I will. A big takeaway is that card, Tim Zoo versus Keith Thurman. Thurman's going to be moving up, in my opinion. Thurman's. This is probably going to be his last hurrah. He's going to be getting out of here soon. That co-main event with Rolly versus Pitbull, I don't know if I can
Yeah.
call it, dude. I don't know if I can call it right now. We don't need to call it right this moment, but dude, I'm really thinking that might be an interesting one. Maybe we see it a few times.
You know what? I'll feel the same way, brother. Because Broly, he has a tough chin, bro. I mean, Pitbull,
Yeah.
he got in the ring against Tank and he took a beating too, bro. And he did his thing too.
Right,
So
right, right.
I don't know who I'm gonna root for yet on that one, man. I'm just really hoping for a good fight, and it's looking like one of those fights that that it's gonna be a brawl. Both fighters are gonna give it their all. Hopefully it leads to a second part. You
Right.
know what I mean? Hopefully it
Yep.
could be like it has the potential to be like an early fight of the year. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, but that's how much these two guys are gonna brawl, and I don't know, man. Hopefully, it leads to even like a trilogy, like those old school Mexican trilogies we used to get, man.
Dude, that definitely would be. I think the sport needs something like that where you can get a trilogy, a rivalry, and I think that helps the sport where you can back your guy and see him go against that guy again, get his get back, right? Um, a lot of people saw that with Pacquiao and Marquez, right? So Pacquiao got the best of him, and then he finally got his. So, but
Yeah, all those
that
great fights between Barrera and
mhm,
Marcus too, bro.
exactly, yeah, man. No,
Morales,
it's good for the sport,
Barrera. It's
and
good for
and
the sport, bro. Builds good little rivalries like that.
and it's also when you think about it, dude. I mean, there is winning and losing, so it's good to see someone. Okay, you lost, but you came back and you won. So it's good to see that because you don't win all the time, right? Nobody wins all the time. So, but yeah, that fight, it's down the road here. Very soon, it'll be right around the corner. We'll get into it more as we get closer to it. But a fight it's tonight, dude. It's the main event. The marquee, the name on the marquee is Munguia versus Ryder,
Yeah.
January 27th. This is brought to you by DAZN, I believe, so don't miss it. That's where you can catch it. Let's break this one down a bit here. I got some. All right, here's some info on Munguia's record. He stands at 42-0 with 33 knockouts. Now let's look
Yep.
at Ryder. Ryder is 32 wins, but my boy's been in about 38 fights. So, we'll let you do the math there on the L's. This fight between Munguia and Ryder will be a super middleweight bout. This is important. It's super middleweight. And we all know the undisputed champion at super middleweight is the one and only Saul Canelo Alvarez. So if
Yep.
Munguia is to look amazing, we may see Canelo versus Munguia. Munguia does his thing tomorrow night. He looks amazing. Maybe he gets him out of there. This is an opponent that Canelo fought previously and was not able to get out of there. So depending on how he looks, we may get a clash between Canelo and Munguia, and it would fit perfectly on May 5th. Your thoughts?
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Drinko.
Cinco de Drinko. You know what? Honestly, I could see something like that happening, bro. I mean, yeah, Canelo didn't knock out Ryder, but he did give him a good boxing lesson. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
Ryder could have trained his heart out, and he's going up against a fighter with the prestige of Canelo,
Sure.
and he's gonna give it his all that fight. So I mean, now don't get me wrong. Tonight against Munguia, he's not gonna take him lightly either.
Right.
But I mean, we all know this is something like that can just elevate Munguia's game to the next level. I
Yes.
think you know what I mean. It's a great opportunity. Even though Canelo said he doesn't like fighting Mexican boxers, I mean this is a good challenge for both. I mean, I think everybody is on board with that ticket. At
Yeah.
least give the people, if you're not gonna give Canelo and Benavides, please
Right.
give
Right.
us Canelo and Munguia. Let Munguia go ahead and test his might against Canelo's. Fuck it, put up the belt or something.
Yeah, dude. And you kind of took that, those words right out of what I was gonna say. If I'm Canelo and I'm thinking, okay, I need to fight a Mexican because I made some comments about not, and I kind of got to walk that back now. If I have the choice between David Benavides or Jaime Munguia,
Yep, we all know.
yeah, I don't think we need to say more. Now, Munguia is now finally fighting at the super middleweight division, so it's a step up for
That's
him.
true. That's true.
But I feel like, what is he, like 27, something like that? He's a young man, but I'm sure that he can adjust his diet and make up that weight easily and be able to carry it well. But I want to tomorrow night or later tonight. My bad. I want Munguia to get him out of there and really prove like, all right, man, I want Canelo, and I think that's the best way to go about it. If I have to make a prediction right here, right now, I think Munguia is going to win by decision. And I think it won't be close. I think it'll be a convincing, decision win, maybe even unanimous. But I think if he really wants to make a statement and say, I want Canelo Alvarez on May 5th, he has to get him out of there. He has to get him out of there by any
Yeah.
means necessary.
Yeah, make it a decisive win. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe not a knockout, but outbox him. Show some good power most of all, because Canelo can take a punch too. So if Munguia plans on having any type of hope of beating Canelo, he's gonna have to bring that knockout power, dude. Because Canelo's a tough motherfucker. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um, you know what? Munguia has what 40 plus fights now. How many knockouts? 38?
33.
33 knockouts. I think we're gonna see some fireworks tonight. I
Yeah,
think
man.
Ryder's gonna go down after the 8.
So for just like being a sports fan, and one that looks at all sports, you've got the Royal Rumble, you got the 30-man over the top elimination match, you've got the Fatal Four Way, and then you've got the main event in boxing, Mungia versus Ryder. Don't miss it. Saturday night, January 27th. It's on. It's lit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Wherever you
Hmm.
find yourself, just get yourself a nice little dinner. Finish off with a little dessert at the end, watching the fight, or go out to a local bar, have some fun, be safe, drive home safely. But go out there, man. It's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a great fight.
And if you're out there, it may not be this weekend, but in the near future, you may see your friends from Sports Buds TV, and we may have a microphone for you so that you can break down the event, the sporting event we all just witnessed. And that's going to be for fights, games. We want to know your thoughts. And if you're out, let us know how you're feeling right there and then in the moment.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, man. So great stuff. I can't wait. Saturday night, fight night. And with just that alone, it'd be I'd say a good weekend. Like, you know what, we're gonna have some entertainment. We're gonna have a fun time. That would be enough. But it ain't over. But wait, there's more.
It ain't over.
Yeah,
You're a
like
little
we
you partied Saturday night, had a great time watching the fight. You wake up Sunday morning a little hungover. Oh shit, guess what? I still have some leftovers. Nah, babe. Let's go get some menudo for sure. Let's go. Oh, guess
BC.
what? There's a game happening. What? For real? Who's playing? Shit. Let me tell you.
There's two games happening because it is championship Sunday, dude. So let's break it down, Fred. Let's break it down. The way the NFC and AFC are set up, they're the two conferences that make up the NFL. Now, with each of these two conferences, you'll find that there's 16 teams, a total of 16 per conference. These conferences are broken into four divisions. You got your East, your North, your South, your West. And in each of the divisions, you have four teams. So that's when you get it, you break it down, right? Your NFC, your AFC, your divisions. But in the end, what we end up with is the AFC championship game and the NFC championship game. The winner of each of these games has the right to represent their conference in the biggest game of the year. That's the Super
Yes.
Bowl. And the teams that we have this year in the AFC, it will be the Chiefs versus the Ravens at Baltimore. And in the
Yep.
NFC, it'll be the Lions versus the 49ers at San Francisco.
Yep.
When the season started, we did our show. Oh, you know what? We've got to change these images. Let's start off with okay. We'll start off with the Chiefs and the Ravens.
Yeah, that's the
So,
first game.
yeah, we'll pick it up there. Let me change a little bit of this our end. All right, here we go. So, yeah, we kick off championship Sunday with the Chiefs at the Ravens.
At
And when this
Baltimore.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And when the season started, Fred,
Yeah.
I think most of us would be, betting on the Chiefs that they're going to do what they usually do. But the Ravens and Lamar Jackson having the season he's had, wild. It's crazy, dude. It's almost as something's got to give. Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Woo woo. Um, you know what? It's gonna be a great AFC championship game. It's gonna be two really good offenses, two really good quarterbacks. One quarterback has already won a few Super Bowls. The other guy, it's his first AFC championship game. So there's a lot on the line, bro. We can get
Yeah.
a new we can get a new challenger to the Super Bowl in the AFC this year, or just get Mahomes to solidify a little bit more of his legacy.
Right, right, right.
Now,
Don't give me your prediction just yet on the game, but go ahead, continue. My bad.
now, I'm really hoping, I'm really hoping that we get to see one of those classic, 35 to 38
A shootout.
scores, a shootout, classic shootout,
Peyton
because that's
Manning,
what
Tom Brady.
that's what we've had these past couple of years.
Yeah.
We've had that in the AFC. So that's what I'm really hoping for. As a Steeler fan,
Right, right.
you know,
More importantly.
it is a little bittersweet to see the Ravens on there, but I'm not a hater. You know, but I don't know. You don't want to hear my prediction yet, so I'll let you go ahead and do your thing, Search.
No, I definitely want your prediction, but we just mentioned the Chiefs and the Ravens. Dude, it feels like the Chiefs are on this, on this dynasty and they can't be stopped. But let's talk about the Ravens, man. And you mentioned they've had good teams. Lamar is a stud, but each of these last few years in the postseason, Lamar has not been healthy. This year, he's healthy. It's at Baltimore, man. I think that's going to be one of the biggest factors. It's going to be an away game for Patrick Mahomes, who hasn't had to play an AFC championship game away.
Yeah, but I mean, look, leading up to the match, right? To tomorrow's game.
Right, right, right.
Um, I
Sunday.
mean, I'm not gonna hate on the Texans, but the Ravens had the easier route path to the Super Bowl. You
Fair
know,
enough.
the Chiefs had to go to Buffalo. I mean, granted, Buffalo's a good team. They started off a little rough in the season, but they gained momentum towards the end of the season, finished well, and they were on a run. They beat our Steelers, my Steelers, and Mahomes went out there, bro, and did his thing. So, man, honestly, I can't count Mahomes out. I know Lamar's incredible. They have a great coach in Harbaugh. I mean, one I think the X factor this year for the Ravens was Lamar being healthy and also getting receivers like Zay Flowers out there, dude. Get like Beckham
Right,
out
right.
there.
Yeah.
Like these guys, you just give them the ball and yards after catch, man. These guys are monsters at that. So,
So
but that,
then,
but that's the
go
same
ahead.
thing that the Chiefs do. That's the same
Yeah.
formula the Chiefs do. They get rid of the ball fast and let the players make plays. So I'm just gonna put it out there, bro. I'm gonna tell you my prediction for this
Yeah,
game.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's time.
All right, check it out. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are a great team, bro. They have a great defense. Roquan Smith's a fucking beast. They got some veterans in Clowney. Um, but but I think it's gonna be Kansas City Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. I don't have a score yet. I'm hoping that the over is
Damn.
like, I'm hoping it's like a over maybe
Yeah, 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 yeah.
48 points, doable between both teams. But I think the over under 48. I'll take it. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I think that's a safe one. I could see that being over 48. If it's a shootout like I'm talking Brady and Peyton back in the day, that'd be crazy. Um, Feet to the fire. I gotta make a pick right now.
I
I think
mean,
it's the
Mahomes has
Ravens, dude.
that's a great pick too. I mean, Mahomes has had shootouts these past couple of years in the playoffs, just in the playoffs himself, in the Super Bowl. And Lamar hasn't really tested those waters yet, but I don't know. I mean, what
So
do what do
for right
what do,
now,
what do you, give me a score? Give me a score. What do you think the score is going to be?
dude, I can't do a score, but if I have to, I'd say let's do 27-21
Okay.
Ravens.
Hmm.
But as of right now, you're going with the Chiefs. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with the Ravens. I mean, it's not bad, dude. It's not bad. We're gonna find out on Sunday.
that's what
That's
makes sports so fucking, especially the NFL, so
hell
fucking
yeah.
great.
I will be
Like,
honest though. I feel like it is some of your your Steelers fandom that your anger couldn't let you feel for a stranger. So I get it, dude. I get it.
because anger couldn't let me feel for a stranger.
Nah, dude. But fair enough, man. It's definitely a good pick. I mean, it's a solid pick. Can't go wrong
Mahomes
with
and
Patrick
Travis
Mahomes.
Kelsey. Travis
Exactly.
Kelsey's about to break Jerry Rice's record for
Travis
catches in the
Kelsey, and do
playoffs.
you know how nuts the NFL would go with Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl?
Hey, this guy's been a champion. This guy knows what it takes to win one, bro. Both of
Ah,
these
man.
guys, Kelsey and Mahomes. So
Well, what
you
is
know
the
what?
phrase we like to say about sports, dude? This stuff, you can't write it because it writes itself, dude.
Yeah, that's the word of the day.
But that's and listen, that's just the first part of our
Sunday.
championship Sunday. Yeah, dude. The second part, let's bring it up here.
Second part, you're already like, all right, you're already a little bit more sobered up from the cruda. You head down to the Montana Vista store, get yourself some carnitas, some cebollitas, get
Oh yeah.
some Capri Suns for the kids, just to run around, turn on your grill, fire it up, and get ready for the second match in this showdown between the Detroit Lions visiting Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. It's not San Francisco, it's nearby though, but it's Santa Clara. And I don't know. This is going to be another great fucking matchup, dude.
And you know what? We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna call them my lions. We're not gonna do it. I know that the audience
Fuck it.
probably wants us to do that, but we're not gonna do it, dude. Even though at the beginning of the season, you can go back, check the episodes. I've been pretty high on the Lions, dude. I've been pretty high on Dan Campbell, the way he coaches these guys, the way they play for him. Um, Jared Goff, dude, I never felt like he was a bad quarterback. Never did. I'm a Rams fan, have been forever, and I've always been a Jared Goff fan. What happened. He had to go. I don't think we win the Super Bowl without Matthew Stafford. I don't. When I look at the 49ers, maybe this is some of my biased fandom, right? Um, I can't stand them. Nah, man, they're a hell of a team, dude. We've talked about it on the show before. They've got studs like Debo, Purdy coming out of nowhere, balling out, having an MVP caliber season. The guy I hate that got away and we weren't able to get him, CMC, Christian McCaffrey, dude, a freaking beast. And then Ayuk, whenever Johnny on the spot, ready. I didn't even mention Kittle. And this is just the offense. We haven't even brought up the defense. Warner, Bosa, and it's crazy, dude. They're stacked.
Chase. Yep.
Mm-hmm. They are very stacked, dude. At this point, it's kind of hard for me to say I'm not going with the Lions. Again, if you followed the show, I've been pretty big on them. It kind of was bittersweet the way we ended up playing the Lions, and by we I mean the Rams, and then losing to them in the playoffs when I was from the beginning saying, "Hey, this team's got to be one you got to look out for," and then they take out my team. Bittersweet shit, dude. But that's why we watch these games, right? Um, San Francisco though has been knocking on the door, dude. They've been to the show. They've gone away and licked their wounds and fucking try to heal themselves from that fucking losing in the Super Bowl sucks, dude. And they've
Hey,
dug
look,
themselves out of that fucking abyss. Go ahead, my bad.
look. I know the 49ers, they want to get their rematch either against the Chiefs or against the Ravens.
Right,
Because
right.
both of those teams beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. So these
Dude.
guys, these guys have a chip on their shoulder, man.
And
So I
again,
see
and
where you're
again,
coming from,
you
and they
cannot
have a
write this
great
shit,
coach.
dude. It writes
You mentioned
itself.
exactly. You mentioned all these great players, dude. But Shanahan's a hell of a coach, dude.
Right. Yeah.
This guy. I mean, he has players and fans that'll fucking run through walls for him.
Yeah.
And he can't. He needs this Super Bowl win. I think the most out of all these other coaches, man. I mean, aside from Campbell, right? Because it's their first one, but Shanahan can't afford to take another L, bro. You know, he's
And that
taking way too many.
there's something to be said for like getting very close and then having that door shut on you, and you the drive for you to get back
Oh,
there and not let that moment
I mean,
get away
remember, remember he let it get away when he was
with the
with the
Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah.
You know, like no manches, way you were so fucking close, bro. So
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
with all that said, the Lions, they're hungry. They have played. They have a great rookie class, one of the best rookie classes we've had. You know, by a team. Um, because all four fucking first picks are that they got in the rounds. They're all making a great impact, dude, on for the Lions. I think the Cinderella story is gonna come to an end, bro. I think they'll put up a great fight, and if I had $100 and I have to bet all 100, my heart will go with the Lions, but my head will say put that on the 49ers, bro. You know these guys are for sure win the way they've been playing. Um, I got the Niners on this one, Serge.
Dude, there's yeah, man, and I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm gonna give you my pick. Before I do that though, there's I think it's the Bad Boys and it's Isaiah Thomas talking about when they lost in the finals. I believe it's game 7. And they lost to the Celtics. They were actually about to win the series. And they end up losing the elimination game and then losing the next game, and then they end up losing in the end. But anyhow, the way he describes that, where he's like, we paid the sacrifices, we did everything we needed to, we just didn't win the game. And you kind of get that feeling with the Niners, like they've already sacrificed in other seasons. Granted, like this is a different team every year, right? But it's like they've done just about everything except win the championship, right? That's like the one thing they haven't done yet. So when I look and I have to make a prediction, it pains me to say it, dude, because I'm big on the Detroit Lions. I want them to win. I'm going to be rooting for them on Sunday. But I think, and it goes back to it being an away game. If it's in Detroit, I'd like to believe it's going to be different. But if I have to predict right now, San Francisco is going to win it, dude. They're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yep, it looks like it's gonna be that Super Bowl, matchup against the teams that whooped you in the Super Bowl. I mean, you didn't get your ass whooped, but you lost in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, either way you put it, dude, they lose in a. I believe they were kind of winning in the Chiefs one, and then they end up
Yeah.
losing, and then the Ravens, the fucking blackout,
Mm-hmm.
so they lose that shit. That
And then
it's
all game, Crabtree's not getting the ball all fucking game, but Kaepernick decides to go to him on the last
now.
fucking play.
Now, granted, it's a different coach for the Niners this time around, but still, I mean, for the
Yeah,
fans, they remember. The fans fucking remember.
the fans remember, bro. So
But that,
I'm really hoping for a great fucking Sunday, great
yes,
games,
sir.
you know, and I'm hoping it's gonna be the Chiefs against the Niners. Go ahead and get that fucking rematch. Now,
Yes, sir.
if no, now we'll cross that bridge once it gets you. We'll talk about that matchup later.
Yeah, dude. And just to recap, as we're winding this episode down here, Championship Sunday in the AFC, I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. My guy Fred is going with the Kansas City Chiefs. So we'll see. One of us is going to be right. And as far as the NFC, your boys here at Sports Buds TV are united in thinking that the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. So there you have it, folks. Let us know your thoughts, though. We want to know your picks, not just on Championship Sunday, but we talk some boxing today. We talk some pro wrestling. Let us know your thoughts on, of course, the NFL. We are interested in finding out more about our listeners, their interest, and definitely want to incorporate that to the show. But yeah, man, big sports weekend. Don't miss it. Don't miss the Royal Rumble. Don't miss Mungia versus Ryder. And of course, we wrap it up with football. Football is king. The season's about just about over. We get these two games on Sunday. Then I believe we still get the Pro Bowl in between, right? And then the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So another episode there for y'all. Um, a big weekend. A big weekend. Anything you got, Fred, before we wrap it up?
No, man, great show. Make sure y'all subscribe, listen, share, comment. Like to get this podcast popping again. With the homie Serge, breaking down sports, boxing, wrestling, football, basketball. Y'all make sure to tune in, and thank you for your feedback. Pórtense bien, nada les cuesta, and see you on the next one.
You said it, Fred. You said it. Váyanse por la sombrita. Follow us on social media. Y'all know it's Sports Buds TV. I have been your host, Serge. That's our co-host here, Fred. And
Yep.
hit us up.
Peace.
We're out of here. Later, Fred. Be good, man.
Peace, brother.